and today we're going to work on constructing an angle bisector. Well, what's an angle bisector? Well, if we bisect something, that means we cut it in half, right? So an angle bisector just cuts our angle in half. So if we have 30 degrees, well, half of 30 is 15. 70, half of 70 is 35, and 28, half of 28 is 14. So our red line is our angle bisector, and it's going to cut it exactly in half. Because we want to be able to use it with a compass and not just with a protractor. But we have to start out by using a protractor to draw it. We have to construct it with our compass and ruler, but we have to use a protractor to draw it on our page. That's why I've gone ahead and I've drawn this angle of 50 degrees already. You just have to draw it using your protractor skills. So, next step is with our compass. So, we want to place the compass point at the tip of our angle. So, it's right where our two line segments meet our angle, and draw an arc from one line to another, right? So we are going to just put our mark here, right? And we are just going to, the bigger it is, the better, right? So I'm just going to do it here. So that is our step 2. Just drawing that line right there. So, oops, sorry. I'm going to save myself a little bit of time. And let's just copy this so we can take it down below. Okay. So, looking down, our step 3 now, and we still need our compass, because notice that last part there. Do not change the compass width. So I'm going to make the note of mine, because mine actually have measurements on them. So mine says 68 degrees. So that's just for my own benefit, just in case I happen to change it on you guys. So, here. Now, let me just get some stuff in the right spots. So now we're going to take this. Let's move it over here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our compass and we're going to place it on one of the intersection points. So notice my tip there is going on where we drew our red line before. And then we're going to do the same thing and just draw an arc. So notice how the arc is drawn inside of the angle. So like the angle looks like it's almost going to eat our arcs. So here, same thing. Put it on the other point, and that's step 4. So we just put it for our other intersection point, and you kind of know where it's going to go there, so you just have to draw it so it intersects. Lastly, as always, we take our straight edge, and where we did our first point, so where that angle is, right at the tip, because if we're cutting in half, we have to include that first part of our angle. So we're including it from there, and just to where they intersect. And there you go. You have now bisected an angle. So, let's go on to another example. So we're going to draw a line of 135 degrees. I'm actually just going to extend this down here. Give us a little bit more room. So 135 degrees. So whereabouts is that? So what's nice about this protractor is I can actually indicate on it our 135 degrees to be most accurate. So there we go. That's what your 135 degrees should look like. It doesn't actually have to be faced that way. We could have faced it the other way. So now, how are we going to bisect it? Well, it's an obtuse angle. Does that really change it? Because we said it's an angle bisector. We didn't say it's an acute angle bisector. So by all means, we should be able to bisect this. So I'm putting it at my point, and I'm taking out my pen, And I'm drawing my pencil, drawing the compass, big arc. Then what we have to do, we have to put our compass on where our line segment and our angle intersected, or line segment and our arc, sorry. And then we draw our next arc. Right? And lastly, we're just repeating that for our other part of our line segment. So put it on our other point and repeat. So we can draw our other arc. So once again, now we just take our straight edge and connect our intersections. So make sure you're looking at the right point. If you drew arcs big like I did, this is why some people like drawing them smaller. But notice our points, okay? Notice we do not want, we're not including this one because this is part of our original line, right? So we don't want this point. We don't want this point because that's our original line as well. So, no, we want this point. So, we want to grab our straight edge and just draw from the tip of our angle to that intersection point. And I always extend my lines a bit farther past. Okay, so here are 4 that you may try. So go right ahead and try them. When you come back, we'll quickly go through them. I will have my angles already drawn as to save a little bit of time for yourselves. Alright, so welcome back. We're going to go through these answers. So I've drawn my angles here, and now I'm going to put my compass at the point of our angle. So now we first draw our angle across. Oh no, do not move how much it's separated. And then we can draw our arcs accordingly. So once you've touched and you know you're done, I'm going to quickly draw my other arcs in for my other questions. Just keeping this same separation distance for them all. So you'll be able to see little tricks like this where you, if it's asking about a bunch of questions, what you can do, when you can do them, right? I've shown this 90-degree one here for a very special reason. And the last one, if some of you may have noticed, it's more so just a repeat. Because I would just want to see if you can recreate what I did. Sometimes, other reasons I do little sneaky things like this is because when you're actually doing tests and stuff, it's often that whoever is examining you is going to give little hints in other questions. So you can always look for other questions to see if there's little hints. I apologize because I moved my separation distance again. So there we go. So we've drawn all those. I meant to change my colors each time, so I still got that one, the third one to do. So I can for that one. So, let's draw this last arc. Okay. So lastly, like I said, you want to draw your lines from your point there over to your angle. At any point, if you want to check and make sure you did it right, you can use your protractor. But if you end up trying to draw it with your protractor and don't show you any construction lines, you will receive a big nothing. So make sure you show your construction lines while you're drawing it, because that's what you're getting marked on typically. And like I said, you can go back and use your protractor and set it on your bisected angles after, as such. And then see, okay, well, did I actually get what I was supposed to? Just going to try and make mine a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So if we put this on here, right, I'm only doing it roughly. Well, what angle do we have? Well, this looks like we have 20, it's a little bit past 25 or on the high end of 25, which is right. This should be 25.5, right? You can keep going and check other angles if you want, or a 90-degree angle. Well, yeah, it's exactly at 45, and so on. So you can use your protractor to check, just don't use it to make your